I'm going to share the screen. Now, today's chapter is chapter 8, mechanical design of overhead lines. So this will be a very big chapter for us because most of our questions from midterm and some from final term will come from here. Okay, mechanical design. So what we will learn in this chapter, mainly conductor materials, some line supports, and mostly insulators. Remember, insulators is a very big topic for us, insulators. And then we have string efficiency, insulator string, methods of improving string efficiency. Then we have corona, not this corona. In engineering term, corona is a different thing. That was there before the corona. So do not be confused. This is not the corona we are knowing nowadays. Okay, not that. There's a different type of corona. And what is the factor? What are the advantages and disadvantages of corona? Methods of reducing corona effect. Then we have SAG. SAG are normally maths. Remember, this chapter is mostly maths. Okay, mostly maths, mostly. That means almost 70 to 80% will be maths, and others are derivation and theory. Then we have to find out the calculation of SAG, some mechanical principles, something like that. Okay, very simple. Now remember, main components of overhead line. Main components of overhead line. This one, 8.1. So first of all, what you have conductors, because without conductors, your overhead lines, or I should say your power system, is nothing, because you cannot transfer power from one place to another place without conductors. Okay, you cannot transfer power wirelessly in a huge distance, so you must have conductors. Then supports means how you are going to support your conductors over your head. Okay, remember, these are all overhead lines, not underground, because we have another chapter called underground system. So this is only overhead lines. Okay, supports means how you are going to hold your conductors over your head. That means your tower, your poles, and everything else. Insulators, because this is very important. Why? Because supports are normally made of concrete and steel towers, right? Steel. So steel connected with conductors is not a good idea, because your conductor will be shorted to the ground if you connect the conductor with support without any insulation. So that's why insulator comes in. Insulators actually insulate your conductor from the support. That means এটা actually কি করে, তোমার কন্ডাক্টরকে তোমার টাওয়ারের সাথে একটা গ্যাপ তৈরি করে রাখে, মানে ও ধরে রাখবে কিন্তু যাতে হচ্ছে টাচ না করে, they do not touch each other. Then you have cross arms. Cross arms means, what is cross arms actually? Okay, let me switch it off and go to the Google and show you what is the cross arms. Cross arms of tower. These are the cross arms. Can you see that? These are the cross arms. This one. These are the cross arms. Okay, these are the cross arms. You can see that. Okay, you understand. Now go back and see. Okay, they actually provide support to the insulator, and they actually keep your conductor away from each other, so that when there is a wind or there is a bad weather, they do not touch each other. Because if your conductors are too close to each other, they can touch each other when there is a wind. Understood? That's why you need to keep your conductors. If you have 3 conductors, you need to keep them separated with a good amount of distance. Understood? Remember, more the distance, better it is. More distance equal to better. If you keep your conductors separated with a big distance, it is good. Remember, but there is a problem as well, because if you keep your conductors separated with a great distance, that means you need bigger cross arms. Bigger cross arms means heavier structure. Heavier structure means more money you have to spend. That's the thing. Then you have miscellaneous items. So what are those? Actually, face plate, danger plates, Lightning arrestor, we already talked about that. Anti-climbing wires, you already know it, because people, so that the people do not climb to the top of the tower. That's why you need anti-climbing wires. And আমরা যেটাকে ওই যে বাংলায় কাঁটাতার বলি, okay, in Bengali we call it katatar, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The continuity of operation of the overhead, yeah, the continuity of the overhead system depends upon the judicious decision of our component. That means you have to choose this component properly, so that your economic position and your electrical advantage are maximized. Okay, because so that you do not spend a lot of money, and so that you face some financial problem, or you should not spend less money so that you have less efficiency. No, you have to keep a balance. Now come to the conductor material. What is conductor material? This is pretty simple. You know it. What is conductor material? Can anyone say what is a conductor material? Can anyone explain what is conductor material? Do not just read, just say what is conductor material. Wire is made of, right? Exactly. Wire is made of. With what material the wire is made of? Pretty simple. Metal. It is 100% metal. It should be, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to consider following properties for choosing the conductor material. Your conductor material, remember, these are the questions for your meet, final, and all those things, right? Because from this sort of things, this sort of points, I will make the question, some theory, because all the questions cannot be only math. Some of them will be from theory. So these are the theory. What are the components? Okay. Who is shouting? বাকিরা মিউট করে দাও নিজেদেরকে. Mute yourself. Okay. Here, these are the following properties you should have. These are the properties you should have for choosing the conductor material, or a good conductor should have following properties. Number one, high electrical conductivity. High electrical conductivity. What are the materials that has high electrical conductivity? Number one is gold, right? I believe so. Or there is something, some more conductive material available. I do not know. I do not have any idea. Gold is a very highly conductive metal, but we cannot use gold, right? Gold kintu use kora jabe na. We cannot use gold because gold is too expensive. Then you have silver. Silver is also expensive. Then you have copper. Copper is a very good choice because copper is expensive but not that much, and very highly conductive, right? Electrical conductivity. Number two is high tensile density in order to withstand the mechanical stress. What is mechanical stress? Mechanical stress means gravitational stress. That means your weight, the conductor weight, wind pressure, ice pressure, some other things. Those are the things that is called mechanical stress. So your material should be strong enough. Gold is not strong. If we use gold, after some moment it will tear down. Okay, it will become loose. Then it will become teared. It will have a tear in the middle. Okay, gold is not good. Copper, however, is very strong. Copper is very, very strong. Number three, low cost, so that it can be used for long distances. This is a very important point. Why? Because copper is not that cheap. Copper is not that cheap. Copper is expensive. Okay, but if your distance is small, you can use copper, like your household distances, right? From the road to your house, this distance is very small. You have to use copper. Yeah, but think about this. If you want to transfer power from Chittagong to Dhaka, the distance is 300 kilometers. Here you cannot use copper because copper is expensive. Copper is rare. Okay, that time you have to use aluminum. Aluminum is cheaper. Aluminum is more, what should I say, more frequently gettable. You can get it from market, no problem. Number four, low specific gravity. Low specific gravity so that the weight per unit volume is small. This one, in this case, the aluminum actually wins. Aluminum wins over the copper. Copper is heavy. It's very Copper is heavy, but aluminum is very light. Okay, that's why aluminum is a good choice. Copper is the best choice, but if you think about money, if you think about weight, then aluminum is a very good choice. Okay, so we'll think about that. We'll talk about that. So what are the commonly used material for conductor? Number one is copper, because that is the number one, because that has the most electrical conductivity. Okay, if you do not consider the gold and the silver, because those are not our options, because you cannot use gold, you cannot use silver. You can use copper, that's why that is the number one position. Number two will be aluminum. It's a very good choice because it has low cost and low specific gravity. That means it is lighter, it is very light. Then you have steel core aluminum. Now the problem with aluminum is strong, but not that strong, not strong as copper. Copper is much stronger. Okay, aluminum is strong, but not that much. But you can increase the strength of aluminum by using steel core. That means all of it will be aluminum, but at the middle you have a steel line. Okay, let's see that picture. What is steel core aluminum? Yeah, this one. Look at this, everyone. Here, can you see some gray color line here? Some gray. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So this is what this is actually aluminums. All of them are aluminum. At the middle, you have what? You have steel. At the middle, you have what? Steel. This is called steel core aluminum. Okay. This one and this one. Okay. Aluminum conductor is still reinforced. Remember, ACSR. The full meaning is ACSR. So this one is aluminum. At the what is that? At the outside, at the middle, you have what? You have steel. So that they become what? They become strong. Okay, like this. So outer side you have aluminum. At the middle you have steel. That's why they are called aluminum with steel core, right? Core means you don't understand steel core. Core means at the middle. Then you have what? Then you have galvanized steel. Then you have cadmium copper. These are actually what some sort of mixture of material. Okay. Now we are not going to learn about this type of things in detail. Just we know what is this. Actually know it. Now you can read by yourself what is copper, what is aluminum, but I want you to learn about the advantages of aluminum. What are the advantages of aluminum? Okay, first advantage of aluminum, that means the comparison between aluminum and the copper. Number one, the conductivity of aluminum is 60% of the copper. That means this is bad, not that good. Copper is 100% and aluminum is 60% conductivity. Aluminum has 60% conductivity in comparison with copper. Okay, 60%. That means that's not that good, but okay. But the smaller conductivity of aluminum means that any particle transmission efficiency, the cross-section area of the conductor must be larger in aluminum than in copper. What that means? That means if you want to transmit the same amount of power by maintaining the same efficiency, your aluminum must be bigger than copper. That means if your copper is this much, then your aluminum must be this much. Okay? No. It is 1.267. Okay, this much. That means if the diameter is 1 centimeter, then this diameter must be 1.26 centimeter. Okay, for same power, because the conductivity, okay, by the way, because the conductivity of aluminum is less than the copper. Copper is high conductive, aluminum is less conductive. That's why it can conduct more current, it can conduct less current. Since it can conduct more current, so the volume or the cross-sectional area can be smaller. Since it conducts less current, that's why the conductor area must be bigger, so that they conduct same current. They are equal now. Because this is smaller, this is bigger, this can conduct more current, this can conduct less current, but eventually they are equal. Okay, now equal. Now which one will cost you more? Which one will cost you more? It depends. It depends on the value of copper. It depends on the value of aluminum. Okay, but this is a disadvantage of aluminum. Disadvantage of aluminum means the conductivity is 60%. That's why your diameter should be 1.26 times of copper conductor. Okay, it's very simple. Now, what is the problem with this 1.26 times diameter? What is the problem? The problem is, since the cross-sectional area is bigger, that means it becomes thicker, right? It becomes thicker. It will have more surface. It will have more surface, so that the wind will give more pressure. See, look at this. If there is a wind can affect only this part of area, right? Wind can come and hit this much because you are thinner, right? But for aluminum, the area is bigger. So now you have more area, so that the wind can come and hit, right? So more wind will come and hit, more wind. So this is a problem. So here aluminum is not better than copper. So copper is better for this one. Think about next one. That means you need, this often requires the use of higher towers with consequence of greater sag. So to reduce the wind pressure, you have to use bigger tower, and that consequences greater sag. That means the sag will be bigger. The number two, this is an advantage. This is an advantage of what is that? Advantage of aluminum. Number one, the specific gravity of aluminum is 2.71. Okay, wait a minute. Akline, mute করে দিলাম তোমাকে.
Sir.
Okay. Now, this is the advantage. This is an advantage of aluminum. Number one will be the specific gravity of aluminum is how much? 2.71 gram per cc. That means every cc of aluminum weighs 2.71 gram, whereas copper is actually how much? 8.9 gram per cc, almost 3 times or more than 3 times, right? 3 times. Copper is 3 times heavier than aluminum. So more heavy means you need stronger tower. So for this reason, the supporting structure of aluminum need not be made so strong, so that of copper conductors. That means if you use copper, your structure must be strong. But if you use aluminum, your structure can be a bit weak. That is okay. Number 3, aluminum conductors is being light, liable to greater swing, and hence longer cross arms are required. So this is a disadvantage of aluminum. Disadvantage, because aluminums are light, so that they will swing. Understood? They will swing. That's why the spacing means what? Conductor to conductor spacing must be bigger, so that when they swing, they do not touch each other. whereas coppers are heavier, so they will not swing that much. Understood? So you can use smaller spacing. Number 4, due to the lower tensile strength and higher coefficient of linear expansion of aluminum, the sag is greater in aluminum conductor. This is also a disadvantage of aluminum. Why? Because aluminum is more likely to have a bigger sag. Bigger sag means what? What is sag? Can anyone explain what is sag? Do you know what is sag? Anyone? No, right? Okay. Sag in cable transmission line. See, this is called sag. You know, your conductor will have a round shape, right? So this will try to go down due to gravity. So they will have a what? নিচে ঝুলে পড়বে আর কি, right? এই যে আমরা বাংলায় বলি ঝুলে পড়া, right? This is actually called sag. So your conductor will become like this, right? They will not be straight because of the gravity. So this line, these bend position is called sag. Sag means what? The distance between from this point actually, from this point to the lower point is called sag. Remember this one. The distance between the highest point and the lowest point is called sag. So that means more sag means more what is that? More, I should say, what should I say? I should say beshi jhule pora, right? More sag means it is going down more. So in case of copper, they are strong, that's why there is less sag. In case of aluminum, the strength is less, so they will go more down, right? So that means the sag is bigger. Now come here. Considering the combined properties of cost, conductivity, tensile strength, weight, aluminum has an edge over copper. Edge. That means aluminum is slightly better than copper. Slightly. If you consider everything, cost number 1, conductivity, then tensile strength, then weight, aluminum is slightly better than copper. I should not say better. I should say economical. I should say beneficial over copper. Okay, you will have more benefit in aluminum rather than copper. Obviously, copper is better than aluminum. Obviously, therefore, it is being widely used as a conductor material. It is particularly profitable. Oh yeah, that is the word I was looking for. Profitable. Okay, aluminum is more profitable than copper. Particularly profitable to use aluminum for heavy current transmission where the conductor size is large and its cost forms a major proportion of the total cost to complete the installation. Okay, that time you will be using aluminum. Okay, let's go down. Now, steel core aluminum, you know what is steel core aluminum? I have already explained that. Is ACSR. That means aluminum conductor is still reinforced. You know it already. Then you have galvanized steel. You can read by yourself. Then you have cadmium copper. That means with copper you will mix 1 or 2% of cadmium. That actually increase the strength of about 50%. You can increase the strength by 50%, but it will reduce the conductivity by 15% as well. Okay, 15%, because the pure copper is not that strong. If you mix something, that will become much stronger. Therefore, cadmium copper conductor can be useful for exceptionally long span. That means when exceptionally long span means what? Exceptionally long spans like river. তোমার যদি এরকম থাকে তোমার নদীর এই পার থেকে ওই পার পর্যন্ত, that means if you need to cross your conductor from this part of the river to that part of the river, that means from this bank of the river to that bank of the river, you cannot use any more support at the middle. That time you have to use a very big line of transmission, right? that time you will use cadmium copper, because cadmium copper is so strong, even stronger than your pure copper. So that's why that time you can use cadmium copper only that time. Otherwise cadmium copper is not that important, not that necessary. Now line support. Okay, what is line support? Remember, line support should have following properties. Number one, high mechanical strength. Otherwise it will fail, it will break. Light in weight without the loss of mechanical strength. That means it should be light in weight. Otherwise you cannot install it. Otherwise it will be very hard to maintain. Cheap in cost and economical to maintain. Obviously the price should be smaller, and whenever there is a problem you can fix it very easily. Longer life. It should be longer in life. Easy accessible for conductors for maintenance. That means when you put a tower, you should have a you should have an arrangement so that you can go up and fix something in the conductor. Okay, if you cannot go up and if you cannot fix something, if there is a problem, then how can you fix the conductor if there is a problem? That's why it should be easily accessible of conductor. That's why nowadays steel pole, no, I should say the RCC poles or lattice steel towers are more important. Previously, when we were child, very young, we were very young, maybe 1 or 2 years. In those time, we have seen wooden poles, right? Wooden poles. Wooden poles means kather tori, kather. They are actually kather. They are actually made of wood. They are made of seasoned wood, shal or chair, shal gas. Shal gas naam shuncho na? SAL, shal. বাঙালি যে আছো সোমালি সাকলাইন
Yes, sir.
শাল গাছ নাম শুনছো না?
জি স্যার।
ওই শাল গাছ দিয়ে হচ্ছে তোমার ওই পোলগুলো তৈরি করা হতো, উডেন পোল তৈরি করা হতো, ঠিক আছে? অথবা দেবদারু গাছ, উই হ্যাভ দেবদারু, রাইট? ইউ নো দেবদারু, লম্বা লম্বা গাছ, ওই গাছ দিয়ে তোমার তৈরি করা হতো। বাট nowadays wooden poles are more expensive and these are not very good to make because your towers are, তোমার মোরগ ডাকতেছে, তুমি ইয়ে করো, মিউট করে যাও। Okay, so nowadays actually steel poles are much cheaper. Now next, remember the wooden poles objectives are tendency to rot below the ground, মাটির নিচে পচে যায়, comparatively smaller life, that means 20 to 25 years, cannot be used for high voltage or higher than 20 kilovolt, not possible, less mechanical strength and require periodical inspection. তোমাকে কয়দিন পর চেক করতে হবে কি হইছে, পচে গেল নাকি, ঘুনে খেলো নাকি, সমস্যা এগুলো দেখতে হবে। So those are the wooden poles problems. Now these are all wooden poles. You can have multiple wooden poles or you can have single wooden poles. You can do that. These are not very popular nowadays. Then comes steel poles, right? Steel poles are often used as a substitute of wooden poles. এখন না, কিছুদিন আগে দেখা যেত এটা, সেটা হচ্ছে যে wooden poles গুলো ব্যবহার করা হতো, wooden poles, no wooden, not wooden, steel poles ব্যবহার করতো. Those are actually steel pipe. At the middle they are hollow, outside they are pipes. Okay, those are called steel poles. এগুলো নরমালি যে রেল পোলস, টিউবলার, দেখো সি রেল পোলস মিন্স হোয়াট, রেল লাইনের মতো, ওই যে রেল লাইনে যে স্টিল সলিড যে লাইনগুলো থাকে সেগুলো থাকতো। or tubular poles means hollow, like pipe. Okay, pipe there. Yeah, pipe, like a pipe. Now these are not popular as well. These are not popular as well. Which one are popular? Popular ones are RCC and the steel. What is RCC? Reinforced concrete poles that we see beside our road. সিমেন্টের তৈরি, যেগুলো ভেতরে লোহা থাকে বাইরে সিমেন্ট, কংক্রিট, দেখছো না এগুলা? জি স্যার, এগুলো সব জায়গায় দেখা যায় এখন। Nowadays you can see these more often. These are actually available in our Dhaka city as well. All the poles are RCC pole, reinforced concrete pole. Remember, have very popular as line supports in the recent years. They have greater mechanical strength, longer life, permit longer span than steel poles. Moreover, they give good outlook, require little maintenance and have good insulating properties. Obviously, the thing is made of concrete, right? it has good insulation. Okay, the main difficulty with the use of these poles is high cost of transport owing to their heavy weight. Ashal problem ki not their cost is not a problem. Their making cost is not a problem. Their transportation cost is the important one, because they are heavy. That's why you need to transport them from one place to another place. This is actually a cumbersome work. Okay. Therefore, such poles are more manufactured at the site, and in order to avoid heavy cost of transportation. That's why these are actually locally made. So where you want to put them, you will make them there. Number 4 is steel tower. So if your voltages are more than 11 kilovolt, then you have to use steel tower. That means the lattice steel structure. That means this one. Okay, lattice tower. That means this one, steel pole. This pole. This sort of poles. You have seen it, right? Steel pole. Transmission line pole. What happened? Not sure what is happening. Okay, you have seen this, right? This is actually used for what is that? Bigger voltages. This one is a steel pole. Okay. This one is also a steel pole. Steel or RC? Yeah, steel. This is steel. You can see steel pole. Steel pole. Okay. Then you have wooden pole, right? Let's write wooden pole. Yeah, this is the wooden pole. Okay. Made of wood. Then you have RCC. This is the RCC pole that we can see behind or beside our what is that? Beside our road, the RCC pole. You can see the white color. These are actually made of concrete. Okay, now get back. Now insulator. Insulator will be a very big topic for us. Very big topic. 8.4 insulator. Now overhead lines, conductors should be supported on the pole or tower in such a way that currents from conductor do not flow to the earth due to support. That means your conductor should be connected to your pole, but they should not touch each other. Why? Because if they touch each other, the current going through your conductor will go to the ground if they are short circuited. Okay, to prevent the short circuit, you need to connect them, but as well as you need to insulate them at the same time. That means you need to connect them, or you need to join them with some material or with some device that will hold it but will not touch it. Okay. That, okay, let me explain again. তারা এমন ভাবে ওই কন্ডাক্টরটাকে ধরে রাখবে যাতে হচ্ছে কন্ডাক্টরটাকে তারা শক্তভাবে ধরে রাখে এবং কন্ডাক্টর যাতে হচ্ছে আমার টাওয়ারের সাথে টাচ না করে। That means the insulation material will hold the conductor in such a way that the holding is so strong, but the conductor should not touch the tower. Okay, this is how they will hold. So this is where the insulation comes in. The following desirable properties should be there. Okay, what are insulator? These things are insulator. These things. This is the conductor. This is the tower. So in between tower and conductor, there should be an insulation. So the conductor is not touching. You can see it. This is what? This is your tower. This is your conductor. So your conductor and tower should not touch each other, because in the middle you have what? You have insulator. Insulator, they do not leak any current, okay? Normally, ideally. Now, number one, properties. High mechanical strength in order to withstand the conductor load, wind load, etc. Because it should be strong enough to hold the conductor firmly, very strongly. Okay, because there will be wind, a lot of things, and etc. etc. So they should what? They should withstand the conductor load, wind load, etc. High electrical resistance of insulator materials in order to avoid leakage current to earth. So it should have high electrical resistance of insulator material in order to avoid leakage current. Your current leakage should be smaller. High relative permittivity of insulator material in order that the dielectric strength is high, so that it do not puncture. Puncture means dielectric strength means what should I say? Shojjo khamata, that means the sustainability against high voltage. Sustainability against high voltage, that is the dielectric strength. That means if your voltage goes up, it will not break, it will not burn, it will not puncture, remember. Okay, so that means the high electric strength dielectric strength should be high. Number 4, the insulator material should be non-porous. Non-porous means it should be pure, it should free from impurities, cracks, otherwise the permittivity will be lowered. It should not have any crack, it should not have any bubble, it should not have any impurities. So it should be pure. Number 5, high ratio of puncture strength to flashover. That means it should have more strength to flashover. Flashover means leakage. When there is a high voltage, there will be a flashover. That means arc. What should I say? Flashover. What is flashover? Okay, I know what is flashover, but let me show you. Okay, this is the flashover. So this is the tower, this is the conductor. So what will happen? The current will go through the air. Can you see air? Throughout the air, it is going like this. This is the conductor, this is the conductor, this is the tower. So they will go not towards it, but through the outside. They will have some flashover. So remember, if there is a flashover once, in future it will happen again. So you need to change that conductor. Okay, flashover means it will not go through it, but through outside. It will go through outside. So that time it will have a permanent failure, because once a flashover happens, it will happen over and over and over again. Okay, it will happen again and again. So once there is a flashover, remember your conductor, you have to change your insulator. Okay, now types of insulator. Number 1 is pin type. Pin type. Okay, number 1 is pin type. Pin means the tower will be at the bottom. Tower is at the bottom. Conductor will be at the top. Okay, let's give you a good image. This one. Okay, this one is a pin type insulator. So your tower, let me draw. Your tower should be here. So it will be connected with tower with bolts. What is bolt? Screw, big screw. It will be connected with your tower with big screw. At the top, can you see there is a U shape? A groove. Can you see there is a groove?
Yes, sir.
So here your conductor will lie. Your conductor will lie here. Lie means it will just stay there.
Yes.
It will just stay there. So this is called groove, or your pin type insulator. Okay. Pin type insulator. I'm going to show you some other pictures as well. Yeah, here. Can you see it? It is just lying on top of the, what is that? On the groove. It is just lying on the groove. And it is connected with your what? With your tower with big bolt. Can you see the big bolt? The screw, big screw is connected with big screw. That's the thing. This is the pin type insulator. So, okay, let's see a picture. This is a pin type insulator. Pin type insulator means, that means tower is at the bottom, conductor will be at the top. Conductor will be at the top. That's why they are called pin type. Okay, they are pin type insulator. Next one, remember. Oh, by the way, remember your pin type insulator should sustain up to 33 kilovolt. You cannot give more than 33 kilovolt into pin type. Okay, up to 33 kilovolt. Beyond the operating voltage of 33 kilovolt, the pin type insulator become too bulky and hence uneconomical. What do you mean by too bulky? Remember one thing. So this one here, you have three. This one, think about this one. You have three discs, right? One disc, two discs, three discs. So more voltage means more disc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Less voltage means you have less disc, one disc only. Okay. So number of discs depends on the amount of voltage. So if your voltage goes bigger, that means you need to use bigger what is that, pin type insulator. And bigger pin type insulators are not good. There are better options than pin type insulator in case of bigger voltages. Okay, so the options are not good. That means when the voltage is small, pin type insulator is very good in case of operation. Okay, but when the voltage goes up, you need to add more disc. You have to use bigger pin type insulator. But bigger pin type insulators are too bulky, too huge. Rather, you can use other type of insulator. Those are actually better than those. Okay, so that's why your pin type insulator become too bulky, hence uneconomical. আমি বাংলায় বলি একটু, তোমরা যারা বাঙালি আছে দেখো, আমরা যদি তোমার পিন টাইপ ইনসুলেটর ব্যবহার করি, আমার যত ভোল্টেজ বাড়বে এটা তত বড় হবে এবং এক সময় এটা এত বড় হয়ে যাবে, তখন তুমি দেখবা যে আরে এটা থেকে তো ওইটা ভালো, এটা থেকে ওটা ছোট, কিন্তু ওইটা থেকে এটা ভোল্টেজ বেশি নিতে পারে, তখন তুমি আর পিন টাইপ ইনসুলেটর ব্যবহার করবে না। বুঝতে পারছো কি বলছি?
জি স্যার।
ভোল্টেজ যখন কম থাকে তখন ইউজ করা যায়, ভোল্টেজ যখন বেড়ে যায় তখন তুমি দেখবা যে এটা থেকে ওইটার অপশন ভালো, তখন তুমি ওটাতে চলে যাবা। এই জন্য this become too bulky and hence uneconomical.
স্যার,
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার এটা ব্যবহারের সুবিধাটা কি স্যার?
এটা ব্যবহারের সুবিধা হচ্ছে এটা ছোট এবং হচ্ছে এটা কম ভোল্টেজের জন্য এটা সুবিধা, বেশি ভোল্টেজের জন্য এটা সুবিধাজনক না, কম ভোল্টেজের জন্য আবার বাকিগুলো অসুবিধা না, বাকিগুলো আবার খরচ বেশি। বুঝতে পারছো? যখন তোমার ভোল্টেজ কম থাকবে তখন তোমার দেখা যাবে যে এইটা সস্তা পড়বে, এই পিন টাইপটা সস্তা, কিন্তু যখন তোমার ভোল্টেজ বেড়ে যাবে তখন আবার এটা সস্তা না। বুঝছো?
বুঝতে পারছি। জি স্যার।
Okay. Now you have to understand why the insulator fails. Why insulator fails? Insulator normally fail for one reason, that is the flashover or the puncture. Okay, puncture means that is gone. That means for some reason that leaks some current, that leaks some current. Okay, so remember there is a safety factor of insulator, safety factor, that is equal to puncture strength divided by flashover voltage. That is the formula. So the safety factor is bigger, that means the insulator is better. So before buying the insulator, you must check the safety factor of the insulator. Safety factor is bigger, more the number, that is the better the insulator is. You have to understand that. Number 2, suspension type insulator. Okay, we will stop here for today. We will stop here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
When is our next class?
Yes, sir.
When is our next class?
Sunday.
See you in the Sunday. If you need more class, you can ask for more class as well. Okay. I am easy for that as well. If you need more class, if you need. And what will be our mid syllabus? Okay, let's talk about that. Okay.
This sure, sir.
What
29 maybe, sir. 29.
No, I understand. What will be our mid syllabus? Let's talk about that. Mid syllabus.
This
Yes,
chapter or last chapter, right?
Okay. So our mid syllabus will be up to insulator, not SAG, before SAG. So we have few maths. Those are actually easy math. You do not have to worry about that. Those are actually all same type, similar types of math. We will try to go to Corona. Okay. We will definitely finish. We will definitely finish up to these. That means, no, not here. Yeah, we will definitely finish up to these before Corona, right? Before Corona, we will definitely finish the Corona, up to Corona. If we get time, then we will finish the Corona, okay? Or you will start the Corona. So your midterm syllabus will be up to before Corona, okay?
Okay, sir. Inshallah.
Inshallah, we'll finish. See you in the next class.
Okay, sir. Inshallah. Very soon.
Stay safe. Bye, Sakline.
স্যার আসসালামু আলাইকুম
তুমি ঢাকায় আসতেছো না?
স্যার আজকে যাবো আবার 21 তারিখে চলে আসবো স্যার, মানে আমার ওই যে বাসাটা চেঞ্জ করতে হবে তো স্যার,
আচ্ছা,
বাসা থেকে নোটিশ করছে ছেড়ে দিতে হবে।
হ্যাঁ, সাবধানে যাও, সাবধানে এসো। ওকে,
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
আসসালাম।